Hi all, thanks for tuning back in to the Running Master. My name's Dan Stevens. In this video I'm going to tell you my top 5 tips for buying running trainers online. So this is an example of a running trainer. So you've probably seen one before. There's not too different to other running trainers or to other sports trainers, but you'll tend to find that they have a mesh top. Yeah, so they're made of normal material. They're not made of leather or plastic. They tend to have breathable mesh on them. And the other thing is they have a particular kind of sole as well. You'll see this lip that goes underneath as well. So they're different to other kinds of trainers. Much like this trainer. So this is an very old trainer. This is not a running trainer, and neither is this one. This is not mine. This is a little small. This is one of my kids. This is an Astro trainer. So don't go running in these if you can help it, please. They're very different, as you can probably see, to other types of trainers. They're different to your tennis trainers, different to your squash trainers and Astros. So please go running in proper running trainers. You will really reap the benefits. Why are trainers important? Well, on a run you're going to be taking hundreds if not thousands of steps, and every step that you do take you're going to be putting your full body weight through one leg, and not just your body weight, it's going to be your body weight plus the energy from your run as well. So that's a lot of impact that you're going to be taking time after time after time when you're running. Now, your body is inbuilt with its own shock absorbers, so your tendons and your joints, but your trainers will take quite a lot of the brunt of the force that you're putting through. So getting good trainers is very important. You need to replace your trainers every 300 to 400 miles. And the reason for that is that as you're running, you're going to be putting as I said, your weight through those trainers, and although they're nice and springy when you first get them, over time the cushioning in those trainers will get denser and denser and denser until it's not giving you the support you need, and therefore it's not taking as much of that impact from your body weight as it needs to. So it's good to replace your trainers. They say every 300 to 400 miles. Now, if you're not sure on whether you need to replace your trainers, a good rule of thumb is to look at the tread. So if I get those trainers that I showed you before, you can start to see, hopefully, that the tread is starting to go down the sides here, under the foot here. So you can see it's starting to wear down, especially under the toes here as well. As I'm running, I'm pushing off from this bit, and it's going to be the tread is going to wear down. So these trainers are ready for a replacement. So tip number 1 is stick with what you know. So if you've already got a pair of trainers and you like them, you're getting on well with them, they're a brand that you trust, then why not buy the same brand again? Stick with what you know. There's no reason to suddenly switch brands, because your trainers that you get on well with are very, very important. They need to suit you. So if it's not broke, don't fix it. Stick with what you know. Now, I know people that have seen a good deal in a sale and they've gone and bought 2 pairs. And the reason they've done that is they might be training for a marathon, something like that, and they'll train in one pair of trainers, so they'll be doing quite a number of miles in those pair of trainers, and then when those trainers start to run out, they can then put a new fresh pair on, trainers that they already know. They can continue their training and then take them through into the marathon as well. So sometimes it can be, if you find something that you get on well with, why not buy a couple of pairs if you see a good deal. Tip 2. So this is where I'm going to get a little technical with you, and when you're looking on an online website, you might hear about different things like whether trainers are cushioned, whether they give you support, whether they're designed for neutral runners. Now what that means is, what kind of runner are you? So the first off is the simplest, which is a neutral runner. So a neutral runner is where your foot, as you take a step, your foot is coming down nicely in line and you are taking off in a direct line. Okay, that is a neutral runner. So you can look for trainers that say neutral or that are designed for neutral runners. The next one is a support trainer. So a support trainer is where your foot doesn't land in line. Now this is where there's two things where your foot doesn't land in line. There's pronation and supination. So pronation is where, this is my right foot, so this is where your foot will come down from the outside, and as it lands it then rolls in before you then push off again. So that is pronation. Supination is the opposite. So supination is where the inside of your foot lands first, your foot then rolls outwards before you then push off again. So that is supination. Now if you're not sure whether you're a pronator or a supinator, there's one fairly simple way you can tell, and that is by looking at an old pair of shoes. Preferably office shoes are a good one, because they often have harder soles and they wear down slightly differently. So I've got a pair of mine here. So this is my right foot again. So if you look at that, you should hopefully see that the wear is down this side. So there's a sort of a line that goes around here, and you can see that the wear is coming down over here. Now what that means is that I'm a pronator, because even when I'm walking, my foot slightly comes down at an angle like that before rolling in. So, and you can also probably see that the outside of my shoe is a little bit more worn than the inside of my shoe. So that means I'm a pronator. So when I buy shoes, I buy support shoes, because I need them to keep my foot more in line. It gives my foot a bit more stability for when I'm landing more on the outside of my foot. The third kind of running trainer is the cushion trainer. Now these are made for heavier runners who need a little bit more cushioning when you're taking each stride. As I said, you'll be taking hundreds of strides on a run. Each one of those strides will be putting all of your body weight and the energy from your run all the way through one leg. So you may want some extra cushioning to take the impact away from your joints and your tendons. So a cushion trainer will help you with that. Tip 3, what size to get. So you may already own a pair of trainers from the brand that you're looking to buy. So if you have those, then just buy the same size. They shouldn't be any different, so that makes perfect sense. Now sizes do vary, so I would have a look at the online buying guide as well and check the reviews to see whether they say things like they're coming up small, or they fit the right size, or I'm normally a size 10 but I had to buy these in a size 9. Something along those lines. That will give you an idea of what size you should buy. Tip 4 is price. Now it normally goes that the more you pay for something, the better the thing you're going to get is. But that's not necessarily true with running trainers. The more you pay isn't necessarily going to make you a better runner, and the most expensive trainers aren't necessarily the ones that you need and fit your running needs. So it's best to try and figure out what you actually need and pay for the trainers that actually suit the type of runner that you are. Trainers are becoming a little bit like mobile phones now, in that manufacturers will bring out a new model every year, and they will also change the colours every 6 months. So they will have seasonal colours. So you'll often see at the end of trainers SS or AW. SS means spring summer, AW means autumn winter. So you might want to have a look at that, and the number afterwards will give you the year as well. So quite often you will buy almost the exact same trainer, but because the seasons have changed and the colours have therefore changed, then actually they will be cheaper than the latest model. So you can get a good deal by looking at it that way. Finally, when you're looking at your trainers you're going to buy, does colour really matter? I've never been complimented ever on the colour of my trainers. You saw the bright red ones that I've already shown, but I've had different colours and no one's ever said those colours are amazing. And remember, if you don't buy the right trainers and you end up getting injured, no one's going to see them anyway. So make sure that you buy the trainers that suit you and don't worry so much about the colour. And tip 5, check the retailer's policies of the online retailer that you're going to be buying from. So take a look at their delivery times and how much the delivery is. So that can all add an extra £5 or maybe even a little more depending on how urgently you need them. And to that point, how urgently do you need them? You shouldn't be buying trainers that you think, actually I need these immediately tomorrow. You should probably be looking at your trainers a little bit in advance and thinking, I'm going to need those in a week or 2 weeks time. And actually then you can take more of an advantage of maybe free delivery. So take a look at that. So there you go, there's my 5 top tips for buying trainers online. I hope they help and I hope that you get the trainers that you need when you're next looking to buy or next looking to renew. So good luck with that. Again, tell me in the comments again anything else that you want me to cover, anything that you find interesting that you want to know, and I'll do my best to cover them all. So thanks for tuning and I'll see you soon.